Yo, 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 what's goody gang? We back at it again with another video today, baby. And we have another hot takes thread. Shout out to Saiyan Rain. I found this on the X feed and we're going to react to it today. So hopefully these are some factual Dokkan hot takes like he says. So let's get it. Arguably the best celebration Dokkan has ever done in terms of enjoyability. Yeah, I've seen this on a couple of hot takes. Strongest in the Universe's campaign was really crazy. It was one of the better ones. I think this is where it kicked off like the high marketability, where they did a rap. They did I think it was like a meta cooler rap for it. The units around them were hype. It's just some of the kids. All the 2-part units around them were like good. Or no, all the part 1 and part 2 characters were good. I'm getting a little frenzy. But overall, I think the campaign was a huge success, and I think this is the model that Dokkan's been kind of following after for these worldwide download celebrations. And now we don't even have worldwide downloads anymore. We have the GDC celebration. So I think this celebration, in terms of like marketability, hype, and characters, was a step in the right direction. Whether you love or hate them, this unit is a perfect example of what a tag unit should be like, and one of the most fun kids Dokkan has ever dropped. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at them. I see a lot of talk about Frieza, Golden Frieza, and Gogeta. Now, when it comes to these two, I do think they are a very fun card, very fun and very broken at that. I mean, let's see what they do. So, leads movie bosses or movie heroes, transformation boost, gifted warriors, and inhuman deeds. So, you have two ways you can go about this. If you want to go the movie bosses route, this is where Frieza is going to be overly utilized. Because look at all this, right? The one thing that makes this Frieza stand apart is that he has a team protector mechanic on his active skill. He gets 400% defense, so he's he's nigh unkillable. Also, along with his guard for the first 5 turns, all the damage reduction, he's nigh unkillable. And then on top of that, every time he gets hit, he is basically upping his damage by how much? 150%. So he's easily hitting max damage and then some if you're going the whole movie bosses route. Now, if you want to go the movie heroes route, this is where things play out a little differently. So on turn 4, wait, is it turn 4 when you're able to switch? Let me see. When 3 or more super class allies are on the team, or starting from the 5th turn. So 5th turn, pretty much. So this Frieza, when you're ready to swap into Gogeta, he's gonna rainbow orb change. He's gonna orb change the whole field to tech orbs. Right? Look, changes key spheres, AGL and SDR to tech, and then randomly changes Fizzer and key spheres to rainbow key spheres. So you're essentially getting a full field of basically tech key spheres. And then once you bring out this behemoth right here, he is launching an additional super for every 5 key spheres. I mean, the whole field is going to be key spheres. So his opening turn, he's going to be doing so much damage. He fully recovers HP with 1 key sphere. And then look what he's doing, bro. He's getting all the attack. He's critting every time, giving allies 10% defense for every key sphere obtained, on top of attack by 10%. Oh, and he's getting basically 100% dodge chance for the most part. For pretty much, he's getting 100% dodge chance. And I think Saiyan Rain is right. This is probably one of the most fun characters that dropped in terms of tag units. I mean, one thing that does kind of get overlooked is the fact that, or I guess what makes their value kind of go down was the celebration around them. You can say it wasn't good enough, which I can see why people will kind of have hate for this character, or maybe not even hate, but kind of a little bit of dang, that celebration should have been better with a character like this, or because it was such a weird combo. But it was a combo that was so weird it worked. I'm not gonna lie, when they showed this character, I did not expect this. Nobody expected this. A tag Golden Frieza and Gogeta, an extreme and super class character on the same card. I never thought I'd see the day. But I think this is the innovation that Dokkan needs to step in, having these sort of mix up of units, extreme and super on the same card. I think this is a very good step in the right direction. I think Dokkan should do a lot more of these guys. They should be the blueprint of what this kind of tag character should look like. All right, Omega Shenron is greater than Gogeta. Omega Shenron is greater than Gogeta. Well, I can't. Well, okay. I mean, Gogeta, what he does. Let's see. Let's pull him up. what Gogeta does, you basically get all that for free, right? Let's bring up fusions. This Gogeta, he gets everything for free except for this. His entrance animation, he needs 2 or more GT heroes. That's the only restriction, but everything else, this is free, right? I mean, he's doing max damage easily, like on a second turn, easily. Like it's not even a doubt. Like I've seen the numbers. It's just the thing is though, like he can only protect himself against beam super attacks. So when you're in a fight where there's beam supers, he reigns supreme for sure. But when it comes to the Omega portion, that's where the problem is going to be, because Omega Shenron, he basically nullifies the this was the Shadow Dragon Saga. He basically nullifies melee supers. So we're in a fight where beam supers are king, Gogeta hails supreme, where Omega Shenron fails. But in melee fights, Omega Shenron is the guy. He has a great chance of nullifying unarmed super attacks. And then he just nullifies and encounters with tremendous power when HP is 70% or less. So in fights where melee supers reign supreme, so does Omega Shenron, because he has the chance to nullify that, where Gogeta just outright gets just fucking shit kicked in. And I've seen it happen. Like in I keep bringing this up, but the Blue Zone Gohan fight who's supering for 13 million. If this guy doesn't dodge, he gets killed. If he doesn't dodge, he gets killed. And when people seen this guy get absolutely kerfuffled in that fight, I think that's a good word, kerfuffled. A lot of people are saying he sucks. Like a lot of people are saying this guy fell off way too fast. But think about it, 90% of the game isn't taking a 13 million super. Think about that. But this is where his value came in, because a lot of people downplayed Omega Shenron. I will say that. He was overshadowed by this guy. But to say that one's better than the other, I don't know. I mean, they both do different things for different scenarios. I mean, I can't say Omega is better than Gogeta, but I can't say Gogeta is better than Omega. I mean, if like in an overall arching fight, if I had to say, I'd probably say Gogeta is better, because you can also use him in Festival of Battles as a floater, but also kind of like link up with the Super Saiyan 4s to do good damage. So if I really had to say, maybe I'd probably say Gogeta is more useful in terms of like utility. I mean, not utility. He's more versatile than this guy. I will say that. Because in festivals, you can only get so far with this guy. But him, like you could take him all the way to the finish line. And I have. But he's mainly a floater once the end comes around. So no. He is better than Omega Shenron. He's better than Omega Shenron. In terms of versatility. 2025 is one of the best years Dokkan has ever had, with great character picks, villain buffs, fun content. People let themselves be blinded by the few bad releases we've had this year. Okay, so I know Dokkan Twitter and the Reddit thread, these guys are a bunch of dickheads. I've seen people say that the 10th anniversary, and whether I don't know if this is just pure rage bait or trolling, but they're saying the 10th anniversary was one of the worst celebrations. They said it didn't have enough. The characters sucked. They've aged pretty fast. But a lot of people overlook the fact, and I think this is one of the biggest things, right? The 10th anniversary, they gave out a free Dokkan Stone to where you can actually pick any anniversary character of your choice. Any anniversary character of your choice from this celebration, and certain characters up until a certain point before this. No other celebration has done that, where they give you a free headliner 10th anniversary character. No other celebration has done this to date. So I think just that alone, I mean, you're basically getting a top tier character for the most part for free. I don't think people talk about that enough. And for people to actually overlook that when considering how much fun the 10th anniversary was, it's like, I think they're just unhappy. They're either unhappy with the game, unhappy with life, or both. The 10th anniversary, it did justice by me. I love the 10th anniversary. It was a banger for sure. And I hope they could do better with the 11th anniversary, because they got to keep upping the bar from here, you know? But I mean, we haven't really had that many bad releases this year. Maybe like 2, maybe, no. Let's see. Mini Diamond Vegeta was a stinker. Blue Kaioken was a stinker. A lot of people like to say that STR Perfect Form Cell was bad, but I don't think he's that bad. I think Perfect Cell, he's pretty decent. He's pretty good. He probably needs a better team, but he wasn't bad. Yeah, I think we've only had like 2 stinkers this whole year so far. Only 2. Only 2 stinkers. Well, at least like premium characters. All right, Festival of Battles should be considered when ranking a character's strength. I think Festival of Battles does matter. A lot of people hate this event, and understandably, but Festival of Battles, it does matter. Think about it. If you can get to like the near end where enemies are doing like what 7-10 million, like anything over 5 million plus supers, then I think that's very, very a good gauge of how well a unit can do, because the normals are getting insane, the damage is getting insane. I think Festival of Battles is a good indicator of how strong a character could be. The fact that the only OG DB representation we got for 10th Annie was a free-to-play LR from one of the main villains of the show is genuinely a spit in the face from Omatsu. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Why won't they just give this guy a summonable character? Like, give him a summonable... He needs a summonable LR, and he needs to be broken. Like, he needs to be the best villain unit in the game, dude. And they should do the same thing with him with what they did with Omega. Let him lead the best villain teams in the game that work around him. He definitely needs his representation for sure. I would say even better, he'd give him like a Tanabata character. Like OG Dragon Ball Goku versus Demon King Piccolo. That could be a fire Tanabata. I'm there for that. Horrible release, but has the potential to become one of the greatest units in the game on EZA. Well, the thing is about it, so EZA characters, right? Dokkan loves to keep the spirit of the EZA. So, I mean, I think he just needs more slot 1 capabilities. Give him like some extra guard, give him some extra damage reduction. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he gets hit once, I don't know, give him, make him, say if he gets hit, he gets an extra 50% damage reduction. You know what I'm saying? Like, his defensive capabilities need to be top tier, best of the best in slot 1, because that's what they want him to be ran in. Now, he is a little bit better. I did a video about this too. He is a little bit better because of the support we have on the Diamond team, but he needs more if he's going to actually stand out. Yeah, they definitely did. He was a pretty bad release, I'm not going to lie, but the team around him now is a lot better, so I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, people in the Dokkan community have a tendency to underrate units' performance on their release because of how fast they aged out, even if they're absolute monsters during their release. You know, funny thing is, I don't see anybody really talking about this guy. Like, I don't really think he's one of the topics of discussion. I mean, he's still pretty effective. Like, after he gets a couple of supers in, he's still pretty effective. Now, these guys, they've been the talk of the town since they released. This is like 2+ years ago. Now, the couple of things that were very, very, very pointed out is that they didn't do any damage. Like, you know what I'm saying? They did very, 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 very pipsqueak amounts of damage. These guys were hitting like legit toddlers. And in the Dismal Future Red Zone fight, Zamasu, I think he was one of the first to actually have a damage threshold. So if the characters weren't hitting a certain threshold, they weren't doing damage to Zamasu. I remember that. They rarely hit that threshold. Either barely, or they either on the cusp of hitting it, or they didn't hit it at all. But defensively, these guys were legit demons. I will say that. Like, defensively, these guys, they were it. They were the it factor, because you could throw them in slot 1. They have a great chance to dodge. Defense as well, when you run them on Future Sock. You know, let me pull them up real quick, actually. I'm actually glad I'm having this discussion right now, because a lot of people like to turn their tails and turn their heads back on this character, but you gotta admit, their defensive capabilities were pretty raw. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they were legit defensive units. So they got 100% defense for 4 turns with another Future Saga ally on the team. That was easy. First attack in the turn, another defense by 150, 50% chance of evading, and then so they got a 50% chance to evade, all this defense, guard on for the first 4 turns. So I mean, they were surviving. If they didn't dodge, they were at least surviving their first like 4 turns. They were surviving. And in the Dismal Future Red Zone era, it was like, I mean, you know, red zone, short burst fights, high damage. Like you're clearing those out like pretty fast. Like red zone is short form content for the most part. You have your few fights that are long form, at least nowadays, but back then it was all short form red zone fights. Like they were not going past like turn 7, turn 8. Like definitely not that far. They're ending pretty fast. But I mean, a lot of people would like to downplay these guys because of how much of a meme they were. Even getting into Super Vegito, like that was bad, bro. Like I will admit, like they did a lot to fumble this character, you know, like unprovoked. But their defensive capabilities were really, really, really good. I can't ignore that, bro. Like I can't. They were so good defensively in slot 1. They did what most units at that time couldn't do, was tank, especially in slot 1 where it mattered. So I mean, you got to put some respect on them. You know, like they got us through a tough time. They weren't the best, but they got us through. Okay, these two have a much bigger gap in strength than most people are willing to admit. No, that's actually true. These guys they're monsters. The Super Saiyan 4s, the 7th years, they're monsters. Especially with their nullification. Now, let me pull them up too, actually. We're gonna do both of these. Okay, I mean, yeah, they're both on Power Beyond Super Saiyan, so it works out. Let's bring up the gods right there, and then we're gonna bring up the 4s. Where are they? They're back a little bit. There they are. Okay, so let's talk about them in their base, right? 7th year anniversary. But I mean, they're basically the pinnacle of the game. Like if you didn't have these characters, like it was rare that you'd be able to handle any red zone content. Even these guys, bro, both of these guys base forms, like they're still getting clapped up in the red zone. That's how hard it was. But you needed them, bro. Like they were doing so much. I mean, this is really nothing now, but back then this is game changer, bro. They were the first to introduce the 200% leader skills. Both these guys were game changers, guys. I mean, you can't knock that, right? But on Easy A, this is where things change, right? So on Easy A, they're getting a lot more, stacking a lot of attack and defense faster. Damage reduction in slot 1. No, my bad. Not damage reduction in slot 1, but 77% damage reduction, guarding for 7 turns, getting all these stacks. I mean, at least for the gods, for every key sphere, since they're orb changers, this helps them out. Getting attack and defense up to 77. Like these guys are good. Like they were a good option for festivals when it first came around because we didn't really have many other options that we could run with the certain teams. But these guys, they just did it leaps and bounds so much better, especially with the Gogeta portion. Like the Gogeta portion, bro. There's very few. There's not even a run that I've done or completed without this guy on the team. Like all my runs that I've completed, I had this guy on the team. Like, bro, his nullification, you need to practice, bro. You need to practice to get through those final phases. You need to, because he's doing max damage. You stack him up enough, like Gogeta, he's clearing. He's clearing, no doubt about that. He does what these guys fail to do. Is basically just clear. I mean, I'll go them in their blue forms. Now, in their blue forms, they're doing a whole lot more. They're just doing so many super attacks. It's actually crazy. They're doing so many supers. It's actually crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. Like these guys are just super attack demons. They just don't do what he does. They rely on dodge. Get him some rainbow orbs. He's getting the damage reduction, and then on top of that, he has a great chance of nullifying and doing damage to that. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like he's leaps and bounds better. I mean, this is not even an understatement. Like the gap between them, like these guys gap them 100%. All right, Dokkan should capitalize more off of making what-if characters. Yeah, I would like to see a Bardock and Goku. That'd be pretty fire. We could have had that for a Super Dragon Ball Heroes celebration, but somebody decided to nuke it. I would not be mad at like what-if units that were kind of relevant to certain points, or that could have been relevant. I think it'd make the game a lot more fresh and get a fresh take on 2 what-if scenarios that could have happened. I think it'd be a good take. Definitely make a lot of good talking points and a lot of bring the community together. You know what I mean? This is make for great discussion for sure. I think they should do like a campaign. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they should do a campaign like to like give us like a list of what if characters they would like for us to see in the game, that we would like to see in the game, and just kind of just go off that list. Like we just vote down the line and we get these characters eventually. Just do not make them free to play, Dokkan. Just don't make them free to play. We make them summonable, make them good. I mean, is this even a question? Like, it's AGO Gogeta, bro. They're way better than Glorio. I mean, is that even a question? They're way better than them. I don't even think this is a hot take, dude. This is just facts. Like, they're better than Glorio, hands down. Incredibly underrated right now and better than the tech gods. I agree. Yeah, if you're throwing him in festival, he's better. Even in red zone. I mean, in red zone, you kind of got to hide him a little bit because he will get one shot more times than often, but he is definitely above the gods for sure. This guy gets too much hate for being a better version of Int Boo. Okay, so the only things I'll pull him up for a comparison. That's actually okay. I've seen somebody else talk about this too, and I think I'll talk about it. All right, let's just go into teams category. So he's Android Cell Saga, so we'll bring him up right there. And then what was the other character? Oh, Int Fabu. All right, we'll go Majin Buu Saga. Okay, so we'll start with Buu. He is a defensive stacker. Buu stacks defense. I mean, he does stack it pretty slow, but he has a lot of utility to help him out in case he gets killed. I mean, he's going to be a lot better once you get his revive off for sure. I mean, look, after his character is revived, bro, he gets attacking defense by 100%. He launches additional super and he survives a KO for the entire fight. As long as the fight goes on, these are all going to kick in along with all of these. No, I mean, sure, you have to get him killed. You want to get him killed because you get a free revive when you really need it. And then on top of that, he's actually going to be good. And he also has a Ghost Usher active skill. Yeah, he has a Ghost Usher active skill. So he has multiple utility. He has multiple gimmicks. I mean, not even gimmicks. Shenanigans to help the team survive and help him survive as well. Now with Cell, the only downside I don't like about this character is that he has a domain. I hate domains. I will say this time and time again. I hate domains with a passion. I hate them. Just because, like, you know, if you use a domain, you're always buffing the other character. And the enemies, they're supering to basically take you out first chance they get. Let the wrong unit get sniped, you're out of here. So giving them more damage, that doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? They're already hitting hard enough. Why give a domain where you actually buff them? So yeah, this Cell, he's the same way. Once he revives, he is so much better. Once he revives, he's actually tanking attacks. Like, he's good. He stacks defense in his passive. Yeah, unfortunately, he's not stacking right here, but I mean, dude, stacking defense, I think he has to get KO'd, doesn't he? Doesn't he? He has to get KO'd, I'm assuming, right? I think this Cell has to get KO'd. He's fully reviving. You get this out, right? Tournament participants, enemy or ally. He's launching an additional super for the rest of the fight. Creates the domain, had a chance to crit. I mean, he's got some utility all over the place. I mean, look, get his active skill, attack and defense 35% for the whole battle. Like, this Cell, he's pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty good. But Buu, I think, just has a lot more utility to survive. I think anybody. No. So yeah, he has to get. No, I think Buu has to get killed. Yeah, both of these guys have to get killed to get their revives. But I think Boo's just doing more, and he has the Ghost Usher. I think Buu is the better version. I think Boo's better in terms of his utility, but Cell's not bad by any means. Cell's actually, I like him. I don't get why people hate him too, but I like this Cell. I'm tired of pretending like he wasn't good on release. No, people were saying, dude, they're shitting on this Gohan. I don't understand why people were shitting on him. He was good. he was good. I don't know why people were shitting on this guy. He could, I mean, in 10th anniversary content, you know, like in some instances, he can tank attacks. He can tank normals. He can tank some supers. Although I will say one thing, his damage does kind of fall off after a certain amount of turns. His active skill though is a banger. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell Amatu loves Super Saiyan 2 go on. His active skill is good. He's not restricted by any means. And he can do max damage on his active skill for sure. He was not number 1 on release, and it wasn't even close. So out of the 4 that came out of that WWDC 2024, I don't know, man. I mean, sure, he didn't really have any defense his first appearance, but dude, that family Kamehameha, like that was the beginning of the nuke fest. You know what I'm saying? That was the beginning. He started. No, he didn't start it. The 8th year anniversary LR started that. He can get the job done. He can get the job done. Let him get his full passive up, get those Dragon Balls. He can get the job done. Now, number 1 on release, I don't know about that one, but he can get the job done. He was up there. Top 5, he was up there. Okay, this is interesting. This guy was overhated, in all caps, overhated on release and did his job on the teams he was on. Okay, Rain, I'm gonna be honest. I can't even tell if you were just trying to be like, I don't know if you're rage baiting on this one or you're being serious, but this Vegeta, this guy fucking sucks, bro. I'll pull him up. This guy fucking sucks. Okay, we're gonna run. I mean, he was on tournament participants, but I mean, let's do this. Dude, this guy fucking sucks. Are you serious? I mean, dude, he has nothing. Sure, he can get up to 200% defense. Sure, damage reduction rate 7% within the turn for every attack performed. I mean, good thing this wasn't for every super attack, because this wouldn't even just make any sense. If this was for every super attack performed, this would not make any sense right here. Medium chance, that's a 30% chance of getting an additional super. This would not make any sense if this was for every super attack. So good thing this is for every attack, even normals. But no, they didn't give him anything. He has nothing to survive. He doesn't have a revival. He doesn't have an active skill, an intro. But no, he has an intro. I'm tripping. Entrance animation. Yeah, he does have that. But he has nothing. Like, he gets, if he's a victim of any of the boss's mechanics where they might, I don't know, stun or shift, or they might not shift lock, slot lock him, or maybe even both. Like they might seal super, and they might, I don't know, lock him in slot 1. This guy's toast. They didn't give him enough. They should have kept this guy in the drafts. If they were going to make him as bad as they did, they should have just kept him. Release him for a better time. They should have kept him. This guy's horrible. He's bad. Incredible unit that got ruined by its lack of teams. Yeah, I mean, I did like these guys. I mean, even the Piccolo portion was more busted, but dude, if Planet Namek Saga was actually, so they say we got a Planet Namek Saga for like, I don't know, worldwide downloads or like Tanabata or Anniversary, and they drop these guys as a part 2 LR, bruh, they'd be in such a much better spot. Yeah, they're just a victim of the bad teams. Yeah, that sucks. He was way too hated for being one of the best picks on Rose Moss's team on release. I mean, I don't think he was hated. I can't remember the people hating this guy. It's just his defense his defense like high key sucks. I mean, we'll pull this up too. So I know this guy, his defense kind of sucks. I don't know if I'm just playing the character wrong, but I mean, he gets killed pretty easily for me. He's got defense right there. Yeah, he's a victim to AoEs for sure. I mean, you'd have to build this guy full dodge and full additional. He does not need crits at all. He does not need crits. Full dodge and additional. Yeah, this guy gets killed pretty easy for me. I don't know if I just don't know how to play the character. Maybe maybe playing Dokkan for like 4, almost 5 years, and I still don't know how to play a character like this. Maybe I'm just bad. I don't know. But he gets AoEs. He gets killed too easily, and he doesn't have enough. He didn't get enough defense. They should have gave him more. He should have had at least like. He should have had more defense. Give him like 90% damage reduction on his first turn, and then he should have got the Golden Frieza effect. Like his damage reduction slowly wears out as the longer the fight goes on, but you build up his defense, and then it kind of compensates at some point. But I don't know. This guy gets killed too easily for me. Oh, okay. Here we go. Another take. Annie would have been far better if this guy was a tag unit and the fusions were standalone. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the way they went with it. It's just they should have just made him a tag character. I don't know why they didn't do that. You need a unit super to get this You need a Goku to get the unit super. Why not just make him a tag? Yeah, I mean, what? There were like 2 characters that weren't tags? Yeah, there's only like 2 characters that weren't tags. No, am I tripping? Who were all the anniversaries? The Vegito, Gogeta, Gohan, Go Frieza. Yeah, no, these are the only 2 that weren't tags. No, and except for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But Super Saiyan 3 Goku is actually good. They should have made them a tag. I don't know why they didn't do that. I don't think the fusions should have been standalone. I like the tag mechanics for them, but I think next for their 11th anniversary, we better get standalone blue fusions. Standalone blue fusions, bro, I am there. I don't care. This is our first standalone blues that we would have ever had in the game. At least LRs, at least. I hate this guy for ruining the power creep in this game and making so many cool old units suddenly unrunnable. Well, you can't put the blame on this guy. Power creep's been a thing since the beginning of the game. Now, maybe Dokkan might have accelerated that a little too much with GDC. I can agree with that, but he's not the culprit. They're not the culprit. But I mean, they do that for every fight. They make busted units. They make fights to counter those busted units. I mean, it's just the way the game goes. I mean, would you want this guy just having it too easy? You know what I mean? Would you want the rest of the game just having it too easy just because of this guy? No. I mean, of course, they're going to lead the game because they're anniversary characters and they're going to be broken. But I mean, it depends. There's different fights. There's many different units for different fights. You know, you can't put the blame on this guy. I love villains as much as the next guy, but there are a bunch of super teams that need desperate help right now, and this guy's greed knows no bounds. Dude, do you know how, bro? Rain, do you know how many super class characters we have in this game? It was time for the villains to be on top. He needed to be on top. His teams needed to be on top. I say, bro, keep buffing them. Keep buffing his teams. Yes. Villains need to stand out, bro. They've been getting shafted for so long. Villains need their time in the sun. We get too many superclass characters in a year that are outshadowing the villains. No, the villains, bro, it was time. Omega Shenron, he leads the best villain teams in the game. It was time. I will stand on that 10 toes down. It's time for the villains to come back. Okay. The switch up on this guy needs to be studied. He is still very solid, and I don't get why people have been downplaying him so much recently. Well, okay, when he's not in his improvement state, I can't agree. Like, he's not the best. He doesn't get a dodge off, dude, he's cooked. If he does not dodge, he's cooked. And just simply raising attack and defense, like, that's not good enough. Once he's in his improvement form, that's where he takes a drastic step up. Like, he improves, literally and figuratively, he improves. He's greatly raising attack and defense. He's getting all these debuffs. He can stun. Like, I can't remember the last time I used his like active skill, but he can do max damage. Like, this hit, I don't know why people are switching up on him. I mean, the harder content, he can get eviscerated, but that's a lot of characters. One of the most downplayed and underrated units in the history of Dokkan. Yeah, I think a lot of people were thinking Videl was so undeserving because it's like, it's Videl. She wasn't really that hype of a, like, if it's not a Saiyan, then a lot of people are just gonna like spit on this character. But Videl, she deserved it. Yeah, especially dude. Like I gotta give Videl props in her fight with Spopovich. She got her ass handed to her. You know, I mean, she was giving Spopovich the beats, but I mean, you know, you could say like, you know, it was the Bobbitty's magic that made Spopovich do what he did. But I think Videl, she deserves it. Videl was a scrapper. She deserved it. On another note, this guy is probably the most forgettable unit ever released in Dokkan history. I genuinely don't think I've ever seen a unit in Dokkan that talked as little about as him. Well, yeah, he's a niche character for a niche team. I mean, hopefully we get another Otherworld Warriors character where he can actually be utilized a lot better. Or maybe when Storied Figures actually becomes a team. Well, he's not on Storied Figures, is he? Pycon? Am I tripping? He's not on Storied Figures. Is he? Speaking of Storied Figures, is that team ever gonna be like legit? Yeah, he is on Storied Figures. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, once we get a legit Storied Figures leader to a 200 to 220% to Storied Figures, like he's cooking. Well, I mean, the team around him's not gonna cook, but I mean, I'd probably say we need another Otherworld Warriors leader. He'd be better for Otherworld Warriors for sure. But yeah, he doesn't get talked about. I mean, he was very niche for like a one-time celebration, like tournament participants. Oh, he's also good on there too. He's a very niche character. He could have had a better setup. People do not talk about this guy enough in the best free-to-play unit discussion. I don't think it's crazy to say on release this guy was the best free-to-play unit ever made. I mean, any free-to-play unit giving support, I can get down with that. After seeing the new kit, if only they weren't locked behind Crota, Body, and Mind. I mean, even if they weren't, like UI Goku, he's UI Goku's a monster. He is that guy. But when he doesn't dodge, he's a fish. I mean, both these guys are dodge or die characters, if we're being real. He can't tank a normal. They can't tank normals. He can't tank a super. They can't tank supers. It's just he's better overall. He's not restricted to as many teams. Like they're only on Crota, Body, and Mind, but he's not restricted. So I'd say this UI Goku is better. Best OST in the game? I mean, that's not even really a hot. I wouldn't. Yeah, that is a hot take. That's debatable. I don't think so, but it's debatable. Despite how much I hate this guy right now, people need to stop rewriting history. He was not bad on release. I've seen so many people hating on him and saying he's always sucked just because he is a fish in current content, even though he was undoubtedly number 2 during Anniversary. Yeah, I mean, once Dokkan makes fights that currently best the Anniversary characters, all of a sudden they're like fucking garbage. When that wasn't the case. It's just now you can't throw them in slot 1. They're not safe anymore. I mean, the Vegeta side, he is not safe in slot 1. He needs to be in slot 2, slot 3. I don't know why they gave him double guard. They should have gave him like damage reduction and guard. But he is a slot 2, slot 3 character. You throw the Goku in slot 1. That's what you do. But no, they were number 2 for sure. Grazier 65 is fat. I mean, I don't know Grazier, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that. Okay, I missed the era of Dokkan where banner units actually used to work well on the new DFE units teams. Lately, we've just been getting banner units that are absolutely shit or banner units that are not even on DFE's team. I know a perfect example for a character like that. That wasn't even on the DFE's team. I know a perfect example of a character like that. Like, if they were just going to release such a dog shit character, like, they should have just kept it. Where's Target Goku at? Target Goku. Boom. These fucking losers right here. They weren't even on their leader skill, gang. These guys were Target Goku, right? They're only on the 1-7. Oh, no, wait. They were on the team. Okay, so okay, I got that messed up. They're on the team. They just weren't supporting them. No, I'm tripping. No, yeah, wait, this unit. No, yeah, no, they had to have been on the leaders. Yeah, okay, they were on the leader skill. Wait, am I tripping? Wow, dude, I low key look like a fraud right now. I could have sworn I remember this character not even being on the leader skill. What? Or maybe just they just weren't linking well. Was that what it was? No, I mean they did link pretty decently. They shared 4 links. Huh. Yeah, I low-key look like a fraud right now. Hold on. I thought this was a perfect example. I guess not. But I do see where you're going with this. Yeah, they definitely need to do a better job with banner units. Like, if the banner unit is not supporting the main unit, then like why do we even have it? All right, well that's pretty much it for this this user's Dokkan hot takes, which they're actually pretty good. I actually had fun doing this. I have a lot of good talking points for sure. A lot of good talking points. So again, give a shout out to Saiyan Rain. Appreciate the Dokkan takes, and yeah, we will definitely be doing another takes in the next video. And if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.